Hey, what's going on YouTube? Frank here. I want to do a little video about how I smoke my ribs. I follow a YouTuber, Back Maniac, which I will comment in the link in the description below. And he talked about doing ribs a little bit different, maybe doing them in a different way. So I thought, yeah, why not? I'll give it a shot. First, I want to talk about my smoker. His is a little different. He has a Weber bullet smoker, super awesome piece of gear. I've got a Masterbuilt Smoker. Let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what I've got and some modifications I've done to it, and then we'll get on to the ribs. So like I said, I have a Masterbuilt Sportsman Elite smoker. I think this is the 42-inch model. Got it last fall. I really like what Masterbuilt offers for an awesome price. That said, I do kind of feel that this is maybe a disposable item. It's, you know, 250 bucks. If I get a couple years, maybe a couple hundred smokes out of it, I'm happy. That said, this is my second smoker. I started out with a smaller electric smoker, also from Masterbuilt. There it is. It died a slow death with the electronics. I probably would never buy an electric smoker again unless I could keep it in the garage or someplace out of the elements when I'm not cooking. So a couple small things I've done to this smoker. I changed out the gas line to a Bayou Classic. You can get these at Lowe's for like 20 bucks. But what I like most about it is the needle valve. The needle valve allows you to adjust the temperature very precise. You can turn it all the way down for a really cold smoke, almost to a cold smoke temperature, or you can crank it up and get some real heat going in it. The thermometer in the Masterbuilt, I've noticed it's definitely off. It's not accurate within about 25 degrees, which, if you know, when you smoke, 25 degrees is quite a bit. Something to pay attention to on that. I use a Weber or an iGrill device for when I do smoke. Let's see here. All the hardware, you know, it's your typical Chinese hardware, kind of flimsy, but it gets the job done. Again, it's a $200 smoker, and it is what it is on that. Inside, you can see it's a pretty nice size smoker. I've done whole packer briskets in it. I've done turkeys. I've done chicken. You know, lots. You can load up lots of chicken. You could probably put a dozen slabs of ribs in this or so, with all the rack space. Makes it really nice. And another reason why I upgraded, or when I upgraded, I went to a larger smoker. Small smoker's great for when you're doing, you know, chicken or something for your family, but you know, when the friends want to come over and start eating, you need that extra space. So let's talk about the inside of the smoker. Again, really nice. Racks are super durable. They're I feel a fairly decent quality stainless. All the pieces on the inside that hold the racks, they're all sturdy. It does come with a different tray for your for the smoke chips. In the wintertime, I use a cast iron, small cast iron pot, which the cast iron heats up, and I think helps with the cold temperatures. I just real simple, put my smoking chips in there. I usually put the lid, something like that, and let the smoke roll. Another nice thing about the Masterbuilt Elite is the two-door system. So when you need to add more chunks of wood, you can open up just the bottom door rather than open up the big chamber to let the temperature out. For this smoke, I'm going to be using chips. Got these for Christmas. Going to go ahead and use those up. And with ribs, I usually go with apple. Again, with the challenge from Back Maniac, I'm gonna do things a little different. I'm gonna try some hickory. Probably won't go too strong, especially with the Jack Daniel's chips, but we'll give it a shot. I normally go with chunks. The chunks burn a lot better in the larger smoker, and I think that they last a little longer. I do not soak them. I haven't found any benefit to soaking chips, but some do. If that's your thing, go for it. I just haven't found it to be useful for myself. So that said, there's my smoker. Oh yeah, a couple other things. I've got this rack here is a Weber piece, turned upside down. That's all it is. And then I found that it keeps my tools for all three of my grills nice and neat. I also built a stand for my smoker. It gets it up off the ground. I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'3", so bending over to lift up heavy pieces of hot meat, you know, can sometimes be difficult, especially when you got smoke pouring out in your face and things like that. So I built this stand. It's about 2 feet or so from the top to the bottom, and then the top rack here is about chest height for me. Makes it perfect. I think I got, you know, 20 bucks and all that material, and it was definitely an improvement in my my cooking. So yeah, let's go do some ribs. Okay, so let's talk about these ribs. Like I said, Baby Back Maniac issued that challenge to try some ribs in a different way that you normally wouldn't cook them. For the longest time, for probably the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, I've been cooking with the 3-2-1 method. Take a slab of ribs, cook it for 3 hours with smoke, 2 hours wrapped up in foil with a little bit of apple juice, and then an hour back on the heat with some sauce. I'm gonna do these a little different. I've got one slab with bacon just sitting on top. You know, this is just sitting there. One slab normal, and one slab I'm gonna hang. I'm gonna hang that in the smoker. I've got a good solid bacon hanger, picked up off Amazon for like $5 or something. Seasoning, gonna keep with my standard Spice House Bronzeville rib rub. Started out with mustard, rubbed all over, sprinkled with Bronzeville, set up for 15-20 minutes or so. Everything kind of starts to become like a liquid, and we'll go through them on the smoker. All right, here we go. Got slab back there with the bacon. Got the front slab just normal, and I have my hanging slab going right over top of my cast iron pot. Got a big chunk of hickory, smaller chunk of hickory, and a handful of Jack Daniel's chips in there. Again, don't normally use Jack Daniel's chips, but again, doing something we don't normally do. That's the whole point of this. So why not give it a try? The door, I'll keep, if I can get it, I'll keep it fairly closed. That's closed. I got my probe hanging in here. The probe's in here. I like to keep that in the center. Have my grill chilling over here. One thing I will point out about hanging the ribs, with the hanger, it literally touched the pot. So that kind of gives you an idea how much space is in it, but I had to trim about 4 inches off or so and then hang it up a little higher than I had originally had it. You'll notice there's no water pan. That is also different. I normally always use a water pan, but we'll see how it goes. We'll do, I'm gonna get this up to about 225, 250 degrees, and we'll let that roll for probably 3 hours, and then I might wrap. We'll kind of see how they look. So see you back in 3 hours. All right, so here we are, about 3 hours later. I mentioned earlier about the temperature gauge. Masterbuilt's reading 225. iGrill's reading about 240. So, like I said, The factory thermometer, the thermometer they give you, not exactly the greatest, but I don't think any of them are. So let's open this bad boy up. Oh yeah. Exactly what I was wanting to happen. Hanging ribs dripping into the pot, circling back up and doing a little smoke. Looks like we got some bonage coming through, some bones coming through. So I'll wrap them back up, throw them back into the smoker, and let them hang out there for a couple more hours. All right, and we are back. So this is the slab that was hanging. As you can see, it has that nice tenderness to it. It is significantly darker. I don't know if you can tell, but it's significantly darker than the other two. This slab here, the front slab, it's the slab that had bacon on it. Here's my normal slab. I'll throw some sauce on them. Let them sit here for another 45 minutes to an hour, and